Well, I have a couple announcements too. My name is M. Scott Douglas. That sounds so pretentious when you start with an initial, but there's a story behind that. I am the publisher and managing editor of Main Street Rag, and we publish a quarterly literary magazine, which Thasia was just reading from. And if you look at the back, there's a picture of Chuck Joy, because he's interviewed in this issue. And this issue will be available. It is available on our website, and it's also available at Warner Books. Now, another announcement is that Chuck also has a book coming out through Main Street Rag. It's called White and Blue. Now, I haven't seen him talking about it, but you can get it on our website at a discount if you order before it goes to press. We hope to have it out by Thanksgiving. Finally, we have an anthology that we are reading for right now, and the anthology is called the theme is North Coast Voices, and we're looking for what we consider the North Coast is the Great Lakes, and we're looking for poems about or from people who live in this region. So that you got 3 weeks left before the deadline on that. That's the end of the announcements. The first poem I'm going to read is by a friend of mine, Richard Allen Taylor, who also serves for the magazine. He serves as my review editor. But I'm going to read one from his first book from 2004. And I want to give you a little something about Richard. He worked for Hendrick Auto. Hendrick Auto is big in NASCAR. They sponsor a race team, and they have about 30 dealerships. And he started out as a trainer for their salesman, and then he went to HR. And then he graduated. By that I mean at 65 he retired, and he decided he was going to go back to school and get an MFA at Queen's University of Charlotte. I'm reading him from his first book. It's called Something to Read on a Plane. It's a chapbook. As you can see, it's very thin. You could read it on a plane, just about any plane. But the poem I'm going to read is called Part-Time Clown. I guess it would be helpful if I put my glasses on. Not meaning to eavesdrop, I heard the lady say her nephew is a full-time paramedic, part-time clown. And imagine this guy at a children's birthday party twisting long balloons into animal shapes until a car runs a stop sign on the nearby street, crashes into another. The clown lets go the untied end of a green doggy. The kids giggle as it chases its tail briefly, then flittles to the floor with a final spluff. The clown pivots as much as any man wearing shoes that big is able to pivot, and stumbles outside in his polka dot jacket and baggy pants, his soles slapping the driveway, knees pumping extra high to keep from tripping. He grabs his EMT kit from the Chevy S10 pickup and lunges for the wreck, finds one driver dazed, the other unconscious. Our hero clicks on his headset, calls his buddies at 911 while bandaging a nasty head wound. The injured man revives for an instant, whimpers and lapses again into unconsciousness. Later, he will describe to all Later, he will describe to all who will listen how he crossed over into the great beyond, and before returning, saw the pasty white face of God, those crimson, greasy, painted lips, the multicolored mop under the pointy hat, and that huge, blessed red rubber nose. So, as much as that was amusing, this is not. It's called Piggy Park. It comes from one of my early books called Auditioning for Heaven. It was published by the North Carolina Arts and Science Council. Piggy Park is a restaurant in Columbia, South Carolina, and I will let the poem do the rest of the work. Maurice don't understand what all the fuss is about. He been flying that Confederate flag over his restaurant for 20 years or more. It's his restaurant, his heritage. Who gave Food Line or Walmart the right to yank his barbecue sauce from their shelves? They's infringing on his inalienable right of self-expression. He wants all God-loving Christians who value freedom of speech to demand that bottles go back on the shelves. I see him on TV and in the paper crying injustice in the same shrill voice of the zealots who protested a crucifix in a jar of urine, but said nothing about a burning cross on another man's lawn. Yeah, sometimes you got to go dark. And then there's this. It's called Dieter's Dilemma, and some of you might be able to relate to this. I'm just saying. My biggest problem is my weight, but they tell me that it's not too late to be what I want most of all, energetic, thin, and tall. I've tried to diet, tried not to cheat, made every effort not to eat. But to my shame, I always faltered. My shape, it seemed, forever altered. It's difficult to have no butt and wear your weaknesses out front. But in my dreams, I'm lithe and thin instead of a budding Buddha twin. Took 30 years to gain this size, countless donuts, caloric lies. But I can't wait for 30 more to fit in pant size 34. I need a solution quick and neat to make my miracle complete. A faster way to fit and trim to make all my friends all call me slim. TikTok fans of health and style repeat reports from checkout aisles. The tabloids say for fast reduction, nothing beats a liposuction. It's frightening, I must admit. I shudder at the thought of it, to vacuum out my excess fat and leave my belly lean and flat. But I can't wait to get it done, to show my new form in the sun, and I could celebrate my life anew with ice cream, pie, a piece of cake, or two. Thank you.